Jackie Kashian, Laurie Kilmartin.
Hello and welcome to the Jackie and Laurie Show. I'm Jackie Kashian.
Oh, hello. We're recording. I'm Laurie Kilmartin. We're 8 seconds in. All right. Not much longer.
59:50. So, yeah, I saw that when you're going to be in Moon Tower and you have more sets than me.
Oh, God.
Well, but South by Southwest. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, should we do our dates first and then the complaints?
Yes.
Why don't we just call this one Dates and Complaints? And
I love it.
Okay. So let's see. The 3rd through the 5th of April, I'm in Lexington, Kentucky at Comedy Off Broadway. April 11th, I'm in Findlay, Ohio. April 12th, I'm at #Comedy Club in Columbus, Ohio. I am the 16th through the 19th of April. I'm at Moon Tower, and I have more sets than Jackie Kashian, I've heard. I'm so excited.
I'm going to fix that.
May 10th, I'm in Deadwood, South Dakota at a comedy festival called the Martha Canary Festival, which is Calamity Jane's real name. And then June, I'm in Grand Rapids in June, and the 3rd through that early week in June, and then the next weekend, the 13th and 14th, I'm at Stir Crazy in Arizona. And then apparently I'm not allowed to make more money, or I just have to survive on that money for the rest of the year or my life. So thanks, showbiz.
Dear showbiz, Laurie would like work after June and even before if she could fit it in.
I can.
Yep. So this weekend, I am going to Cannon Beach Comedy Festival in Oregon, where it's 2 Armenians and 2 Indians. So it is Hari Kondabolu and Aparna Nancherla, James Adomian, and myself, Jackie Kashian.
Are you guys?
I don't know if he did it on purpose, but that's what's happening.
A fight in a cage match. I'm excited to hear the outcome.
It's 1-1 on each one. So I'm working with Hari, and I believe James is working with Aparna.
Cool.
And those are all the shows, man. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Next week, I'm opening for Maria again. Nashville on Wednesday, Knoxville on Thursday, Chattanooga on Friday, Athens, Georgia on Saturday, and Atlanta on Sunday, I think. No, that's not true. Just Athens. And then we're flying out of Atlanta.
That's where REM is from. That's really cool.
Athens is
the University of Georgia Bulldogs, right?
It's a big music town. That much I do vaguely remember. Week after that, I got a private thing going on, and then I'm working with Maria again. Another weird, we're going to Ohio. So April 4th, we're doing Dayton. April 5th, it's Columbus, and April 6th, it's Cleveland. And so
you and I are back to back in Columbus. Fans of this show can see you on the 5th and me on the 12th.
Right. And we have to remember to mention that on the show on the 5th, just to get people to get out there. The following week, we're all going to be at Moon Tower. Like so many people, like Jackie Fabulous going to be there.
I don't know if heck yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Ophira's going to be there, but I wish. I think we're on off-out years. Same with Aaron Foley, which is always a drag. But 16 through the 19, we're also doing a live Jackie and Laurie at that program.
Right.
The following week, in April, I'm doing Colorado, Iowa, and Missouri, which is a weird run with Maria. In May, I am going to lie down. And at some point in the year, I'm doing that weird run. Oh, I know. It's April 8th. Yeah. So I thought it was April 8th. Yeah. So I'm getting back from Cleveland. I have one day. I fly back the 7th of April. On the 8th, I drive to Throckmorton to do the Throckmorton run. So the Tuesday I'm in Throckmorton, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, I believe it goes Hayward, Petaluma, and Sacramento. JackieKashian.com has all of that. April's going to be kind of crazy. I'll keep you in touch with May. If you go to LaurieKilmartin.com, you'll get all of her ticket info. And if you go to JackieCation.com, you'll get all of my info.
So I just had to listen to you list, I don't know, 30 shows, and you're complaining I have one more set than you at Moon Tower?
I think two.
Oh,
And I believe they're both named super cool things like the best comics in the world, or that one show that isn't going to have Jackie Cation on it because we don't like her as much. That's what they're both called. They're both called
That's exactly the way to take it. That's the way I take everything. And that means you're a real comic, Jackie. You're not one of these posters. Happy for everybody. No one believes you when you're happy for everybody. Anyway, you might as well knock it the fuck off.
I have to say that I watched that clip of you on Roy Wood Jr.'s CNN show.
Yeah.
First of all, that gray blouse was beautiful.
Thank you. It's Ralph Lauren that I got at Nordstrom's Rack a couple months ago.
Nice work. It was very pretty. And you were so funny with the line about Cuomo saying, and that's what makes it offensive. The way you... you've said such a thing to me.
Okay, so I forgot to plug that show that I was doing it on our last show because I just found out, right? And so sorry about that. But I left that show feeling so unfunny. Alex Edelman is so good at that stuff, and of course Amber Ruffin and Roy Wood Jr. and Michael Ian Black. It's their show, so they're like all right.
Yes.
And, Alex is just great. He can launch into a story like this, and he just has a ton of stories. He's got a brain like that. And I don't.
Yeah.
And so I just kept watching him. And then Roy would throw it to me. I'd be like, what? Oh, all right. I guess. Here's a little jokelet, I guess.
Right. You're writing jokes.
Well, I felt like the weak link. And the thing is it's a 42-minute show, but they shot almost 2.5 hours. So if I came off as funny, it's because they cut it. They found enough in the edit because I felt like I just lobbed a bunch of turds the entire time, so.
Oh, no, I thought it was very funny, but I granted have only seen clips. So they fixed you in post. Well played.
Yes, I was fixed in post, and I always appreciate that. Editors are comedians' unsung heroes, and we thank them.
I thank him to the power of the sun. I'm doing the Bugle this week and with NATO Green. So talk about doing something where someone is built for it and I'm not.
Wait, where's the Bugle? What's the Bugle?
The Bugle's a British podcast that John Oliver used to host.
Oh, but NATO Green hosts it now?
No, NATO and I are the guests.
Okay. Oh,
and it is, but it's all news. It's all political and news stuff. So, yeah. And try to make that funny. I was like, well, we're going to the moon. Anybody want to talk about that again? Anyway, so.
It's so fucking heavy,
Yeah.
And here's
heavy.
Hard to, someone else wanted me to be on a political podcast, and I just feel like the discussion we're going to have, I've heard 400 times and I've seen 300 times on Twitter. Like it's the same circles. And what are we doing?
Right.
It doesn't feel like it solves anything. And it just makes it feels like a boulder just being pressed on my chest into the earth. But I'll do your podcast.
Right. But I will try to make it funny. And they arrested the ex-leader of the Philippines and are going to drag him off to The Hague. So there's hope everywhere.
I know. That guy was awful.
He was a monster. So take him to The Hague and see if just because you were elected by a 1% margin as president doesn't mean you will not be held accountable. You are still a human, right? Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Jackie, but
did you see the UFC thing?
The Tates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's every hour of the day is a new sickening thing that has become normal and regular in this country. And so I
was sad that it was Bert. It was Bert and Mario Lopez and the Tates.
Kreischer. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but
I think there's a lot of comics that don't give a fuck or they just want to have, I don't know. I mean, my conscience would prevent me from participating in that, but
Right.
other people's consciences don't stop them.
Right.
I mean, it must be nice.
Right. And
Looks
and
fun.
honestly, if it was going to not be somebody's conscience, it should be a non-straight white guy's conscience who says, I would like I would like the money anyway. Like when Kamau did the Kennedy Center.
Oh, I was, you know what? I was just downstairs at the gym and I was
Nice.
listening to Kamau and Marin on WTF. And he just talked about that. He did the Kennedy Center, like they had announced Trump while he was flying out there. Like he had a show like the next night or that night. So,
Right. It was within out. Like it was within days. Yeah. But other people, and he got guff on it on Threads. And I said, and so I posted, I was like, it's not his job. He's not the one who should cancel. Straight white guy should cancel.
Well,
what did he say?
You know, he was saying, and I totally agree. Like the people that are going to come to his show live in DC and they fucking need to hear Kamau Bell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're there for that show. And especially in DC is more affected by all these dumb Doge cuts and this DEI bullshit than a lot of other cities. So, yeah, they want to have a good time. And he's a good time, you know, and he's really smart and he's funny and everything. Right. But also like, I felt like this with the back when the Louis C.K. stuff was big, like, no female comic should take yourself off that bill. You go up right in front of him, you know, and do your shit and hopefully at least perform in front of that audience, you know, and let them know you're there and that you exist and you're not co-signing on anything, especially if you do certain material, you know. That's it. It's all your material choice too. So
that's exactly what you said there. And I think that's still true. I agree.
It's our jobs to take ourselves out of a situation. You show up and you do what you're going to do, and maybe you convert people if that's you know, or not showing up. That there's people don't get to see you then, right? And maybe there's a wife with a conservative husband who's like in the back of her head thinking something else. And then you're there being feminist and funny and strong and kicking ass. And maybe you light a little fire, you know? Yeah, that's it.
I love it. You're in New York.
I am. So I had a bunch of spots. So the glowing, you know, now the post-Oscars depression has hit.
Sure.
I don't have another writing job. I'm just like, and you know, for a couple days, that's all everyone was talking about, which is really cool. And I had it as my intro for like, I guess, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And people were like, oh, right. They had just finished watching the Oscars. And now it's like, all right, that was last week.
Right.
Done. And I'm like, so yeah, I'm, you know, working out material, working on tags, working on whatever. I have this story that's a little long. The Nicaragua story is kind of long, right? Yeah. And it's a little story-ish. And, so I've been putting it in sets at the stand, you know, cause that's a real boom, boom, boom room and following comics that are like, you know,
tight and
hitting hard. Yeah. And it's still working. Like, oh, there you go. You know, it's still, even though there's a build up to it that doesn't have like hard punchlines, but then the end starts to pay off. And I'm like, all right, this is solid here. That's good. So I've been doing that. And then, Monday, Tuesday, today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm working on this, screenplay with this, lady, Sarah, who I met from Tough Crowd, in New York Tough Crowd. And she's produced documentaries since then and all that. She's super talented, super smart. And so I took the train out to her place in Princeton yesterday. We did for like 4 hours. Then she came over here. We did about 4 hours. We're going to do that for 2 more days. And it's, you know, I haven't worked on a script with somebody before. And then this one is really about my mother and me. So it gets a little personal, and I'm like, all right, I have to rewrite this dialogue, but I have to do alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's I mean, you know, it's a terrible time to be in the movie business or any business right now. It just feels like everything's falling apart, but it's like maybe this is a little sleeper thing, you know, a COVID rom-com. So yeah, we're doing that. And then I have, you know, more shows this weekend, and then I return to LA on Monday.
Okay. Nice. I flew out. It was last Wednesday. Yeah, came out to Boston, and I did Boston, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Tarrytown, New York. That was it. 4 nights, and we rented a car after Boston, Maria and I, and it was super fun. Boston was probably the craziest, sort of the most energetic. Everybody, each one of those theaters was awesome.
What theater in Boston?
The Wilbur.
Oh, wow.
And the Tarrytown Music Hall was the Tarrytown one. The Fairfield, Connecticut one was the one that Jackie Fabulous is going to do. She's is talking with her people about getting her there. And Maria and I were just essentially just the guy who runs it said he works with the college, and so they're getting some DEI pushback. And he was like, and yet give me names of women and women of color, if you would. And so we gave him like 20 names. And
was one of them Laurie Kilmartin?
Laurie Kilmartin did come up. He knew your name, and he wrote it down. So good news. And he said, and when Maria was on stage, he was like, do you think you and Laurie would want to do a podcast? And I was like, no, I think I want to do the theater. And he was like, all right, well, would you be, all these comics that you've suggested, would you be willing to host them? And I was like, maybe, if the money was okay, but I'd really like to just come back and do the theater. And so, I mean, he had a lot of, I don't know, he had a lot of suggestions where I wasn't headlining. And
God. Oh God.
It was not, I was not super receptive. Wasn't super receptive to it.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the hardest day. Well, first of all, the craziness. So we check in Tarrytown into some Hampton Inn, and I'm taking a bath, and the water will not turn off.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh my God.
And so I jump out of the bath and I throw some clothes on.
Time before that turns into a huge problem, right?
That's what I said. I called out. I said, you're going to have to find a maintenance person immediately because the water is running right now. And you should. And so a guy came up very quickly, and he was like, oh, the thing is stripped. The wear and tear, but whatever. But I had to go to a different, and that took so much time. I didn't get to have a bath before the show.
Change rooms.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was a drag.
Yeah.
But that was Tarrytown to LaGuardia yesterday. It was supposed to take 45 to an hour. It took us 2 hours.
Why?
Waze kept changing the route.
Oh no.
And I don't know New York well enough. I mean, if I had just had a map, I would have been like, well, we're going to go over this bridge.
Did you guys
rent we're going to wait.
Or did you?
Yeah, we had rented a car in Boston.
Oh.
So to drive essentially to Fairfield, Connecticut, and Lebanon, New Hampshire, and then Tarrytown. So, but it was super bucolic. I mean, the New England was delightful.
Yeah.
Sold all my merch, and have to figure out how to bring more merch. Going to be difficult with Southwest now charging for luggage.
Period.
They did it. You know how they said that they were going to start assigning seats?
Yes.
And everyone went, oh, but this is just the precursor to charging for the luggage. They're beating their own seat thing with the luggage thing. They should just raise the prices of the flight by $40 a ticket.
I mean,
and then it
they
won't
are
be an issue.
expensive. Southwest isn't necessarily cheaper unless you buy day of the sale. Those prices get up there. And that's the only reason to deal with all the layovers is, well, it's free. The luggage is free, what's the point? Why would any comic go on Southwest? What do you get from it? You rapid rewards so you can take more layover flights? Might as well pivot to an airline that has a hub.
Right. Well, and I will say that with and I used to have it, but I have 2 other cards now, but with their credit card, you get 1 free piece of luggage. And the card itself is only, I think, $69 a year.
Oh, the Southwest Visa card?
Yeah, the Southwest Visa card, which pays for itself.
But if Visa hooks up with X to do some payments, I already told them I was going to cancel my Visa card. So,
what is Visa doing?
Visa might partner with X for something payment-wise. That was being floated, so I sent an email to Southwest saying I will cancel my card immediately if you guys partner with X.
Yeah,
if Visa does, and you're Visa, so exert some control over that, some pressure.
Wow.
God.
I had a meeting this morning about animating some of my stand-up. And with the guy who did the LA Pet thing.
Yeah.
So we were talking about boycotts, and I was saying that I haven't since the one day, right? Since I heard about the one day of Target and Amazon and Walmart and all that stuff, I haven't been to any of them, and I haven't ordered anything from Amazon. I haven't been to Whole Foods, and the Whole Foods is actually harder. Actually, they're both pretty hard since I impulse buy crap from Amazon and haven't done it in like 3 weeks. So, or however long it's been. The hardest part is I want to get rid of Prime Video. And I was talking to Greg and I go, but I want to watch the last 2 episodes of Reacher. And he goes, hey, Rosa Parks. And so he's Greg Franklin, very funny, Oscar-winning animator, is going to work on my on my stand-up, which I'm very happy.
That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I canceled Prime, so you can still order from Amazon and get free shipping. You just have to wait till you have X amount of dollars worth of stuff in your cart. So it takes a little bit longer. Almost nothing I need immediately. It's just a couple extra days wait or whatever. So far, I haven't been in a Target, never went to Walmart anyway. It's a pain in the ass, and if Visa partners with X, then I'm just.
What are you going to use? Discover?
Oh, MasterCard.
Oh.
I mean, that's my JetBlue card anyway. So.
JetBlue has a MasterCard?
Yeah.
Do you remember the first episode of Futurama by any chance?
No.
Sorry, we don't take Discover. I knew the joke the second she said Discover card. So.
Right, because they no longer, American Express, Visa, and MasterCard are gone in Futurama. But Discover, he says, how about Discover? And they're like, oh, we don't take Discover. And so Discover is still there, but of course, nobody fucking takes Discover.
That's funny.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm so pissed about that. I guess they were bought by a hedge fund. So what's starting now is the stripping it down, making it shittier, and then selling it. This
is Visa that you're talking about?
No, Southwest.
Oh, Southwest.
Southwest at some point it will be chopped up and sold to different airlines, and now we'll have no Southwest.
Oh, I did not know that Southwest. I missed that when Southwest sold itself because it used to be worker owned.
Yeah, Walgreens did the same thing, by the way, just recently. Walgreens has been sold to a hedge fund.
Oh.
Going to get worse and worse, and then they're going to close a bunch of them. And
they've already closed one over in North Hollywood.
Oh.
The one on Magnolia and Vineland. It just opened probably 4 years ago, and it just closed.
It's
and
weird. Part of me is like, I'm worried about Walgreens. It's like a massive chain, but yeah, people work there, and what happens then? You just keep
people work there.
Shit.
Airbnb sold it too. What? Airbnb sold. Like the CEO of Airbnb is on one of these government he's working with Elon Musk,
Right.
the guy who founded it, one of the founders. But he is no longer, he sold it. And so everyone's like, boycott Airbnb. And somebody posted, hey, he doesn't own it anymore. And I essentially own my Airbnb. So I would love it if you didn't boycott Airbnb. So who knows?
Yeah, I know. It's just... it's
just trying to keep up with but I will say that I went to the farmers market today, and I bought some eggs, and I bought some veg, and I got an organic coffee from a truck that was $6. That felt a little gougey.
Nice. So wait, we're in Van Nuys, or are you still
in Sherman Oaks, right at the Fashion Mall?
Okay.
Yeah.
How much
on Tuesdays?
Were they reasonable?
No, they weren't, and I didn't care. I was like, I don't care. And I think they were like a bucket egg. I think it was a dozen, $12. But we don't eat that many eggs. We do some bacon. Yeah. And I was in Terrytown, Kitty, like across, like, you know, when you're trapped out at a Hampton Inn and you have to walk a frontage road and cross a highway at a very large light to get to a very mediocre diner. That's what I did so that I can eat something. And Maria, I believe, DoorDashed. And I ended up at this very mediocre diner that had a big sign up that said, hey, all of our egg dishes are $1 more because of the bird flu. And I was like, well, at least they're saying it's because of the bird flu and it's not because of Joe Biden for some reason.
They probably had Biden up there and changed to bird flu. They'd kept the B. That just reminds me of this walk I took when I was doing laughs in Oklahoma City. It was not open very long. I was staying in a condo in public housing, and I had to walk someplace to get any food, and I walked by the corpse of a dead cat that was out in the grass area where, you know, kids were a little bit further away. I'm just like, what the fuck? But a part of me is still in that comedy's an adventure.
Right. There was go ahead.
Oh, so so now I am like at 95,000 maybe on Instagram, right? Something like that.
Right. I just broke 100,000. It's
all because of
the haters.
Yeah, the haters. So I have that one Gen X clip, right? And so then just a ton of people tell me my neck is thick, whatever. I need to, change. I'm disgusting, right? So I put up a little video saying, well, I went to a plastic surgeon. He said it was $26,000 to fix the problem that you have identified. And what I would like you to do, all 1,000 of you men who identified this problem, you can Venmo me $26, and then I'll fix the problem, and then we're all happy. So 3 people have Venmo me $26. So
perfect.
Yeah,
exactly how it ought to take place.
But the haters keep hating, and somehow it just keeps leading to more followers too. It got on some dating a huge dating Facebook site. So
okay,
probably fed a lot of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple of big ones, and then I thought, when you think a clip is going to go big, and then it doesn't.
Right.
Because I posted essentially, remember that Morse code joke?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tightened that up to, I couldn't get it less than a minute.
Yeah.
But I could get it less than a minute and a half. So, and it's got about 15,000. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll do something else. I will say Greg was psyched about the idea of taking the first 10, 15 minutes of the Hero album and making them into real sized 1 minute animated clips.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Instead of just essentially captioning that first 15 minutes or animating the.
How much is that? How much is that running?
I don't know.
Oh,
He told me he would let me know.
okay.
But I could start a Kickstarter. Here's the other thing is, you know how I've been talking about, I'm going to do an album this year.
Mm-hmm.
Going to do a video.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of it all, I got kind of bored. I'm like, I don't necessarily want to shoot at Acme again. It's my home club.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do it, but I don't want that same backdrop.
Yeah.
Like the first one, we changed the color of the curtain for the second one, which is good. But I'm thinking, what if I just came back in September or October and did a small theater in Minneapolis?
Mm-hmm.
But then I wouldn't get to do 5 shows. I wouldn't get to record 5 shows, but I might be able to do 2 in one night.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't too big of a theater. I don't know what I could fill or what I could do. But
I like it.
Yeah. It'd be even better if I could somehow duplicate that, where I'm at Helium in Portland and then I'm at the Siren a week and a half later.
Oh, nice.
Because remember, I sold out 2 shows.
Yeah.
And the Siren actually has a vaulted ceiling. So I could get one of those drone shots that everybody's so proud of.
Right.
Yeah, those little bzzz.
Yeah.
So very exciting. But I don't know. And the bits that I was working on, I have a new bit about going through TSA. I tell you, I might have told you the actual story last time with the tough guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I came up with a punchline, but it would need a bigger punchline, I think, to work as anything for reals.
Yeah. Let's see. I went to Trader Joe's on 125th today, and it's because I ate my roommate's chips. Ooh. We're out, and I was like so hungry. I ate them. So she gets these. So I had to go to Trader Joe's to replace. Yeah.
Right.
She's not here. I just want.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna come back with no. She didn't know. Yeah. It was me going. Knowing as I put my hand in the chips, this means I have to go to Trader Joe's on 125th. I was like,
right. You didn't knock them out of her hand and say, no, I need those. No, she's not there.
On the counter. They're on the counter.
Yes.
And so now she has a full bag. It actually worked to her advantage.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, let's take this fascinating Trader Joe's story. Let's take a real quick break.
Mm-hmm.
And then let us speak of our comic of the week this week.
Right.
Yeah. Olivia, not. And the clips that I saw, she did a joke about her name because it's Xing or Xing.
Xing.
What is it?
No, don't.
Is it Xing?
Let's start over. Let's get it right. Because every time she hears her name, she must hear someone talk about how they can't pronounce it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's at Olivia Xing.
Yeah, Xing.
It's Olivia, right?
Olivia Xing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was Christina for a second. Okay, all right, good. So let's start over.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm getting a time code to start fresh.
Yeah.
Right. So comic of the week this week is
Olivia Xing.
Olivia Xing.
Olivia Xing.
Yay.
Very funny. Recommended by Ms. Maria Bamford.
That's right.
And then we watched some clips and we're like, yeah, good rec.
Good recommendation. Well played, Bamfoo. You're, so she's, I believe, here in Los Angeles.
Well, seems to be LA based. And in fact, she weirdly, as we were like putting her on our to-do list, she had DM'd me about a show. So I was like, oh my goodness, are you reading my mind or is Instagram? I will see you soon. And when I see you, Olivia Xing, you will have had the Jackie and Laurie bump.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you
feel it.
Enjoy the blazer. It's on its way. Her Instagram is Olivia Crossing. Olivia, Olivia Crossing, Crossing. And then hold on, an underscore at the end. Don't forget that underscore. Go follow Olivia Xing. Find her, follow her, go to a show.
And she'll be in the notes. That handle will be in the notes. So that's the good news.
Do you think anyone reads our notes, Jackie?
No. But they might.
I've never read.
I've been putting clues for the treasure for years, so I can assure you, no one's reading them.
There was, oh my gosh, there's so much. I tried to watch some television in each of these hotel rooms because it's weird to do where you have to travel and you have to, like, I didn't have any time to do a Dork Forest before I left. And I'm only home for 2 days this week. And next week, I don't know how many days whatever, but so on the road, I'm trying to do a Dork Forest. This week I did with Mike Drucker, actually, this week's episode, and he's a really funny comic and writer.
And a game nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. The biggest game, like this is the third time he's been on the Dork Forest.
Yes.
The first time he did VR games with the virtual reality headset. The next time he did it was just horror-based games. He's written a couple of books, and he has a new book out, actually. It's a memoir. Oh. And it's called Good Game, No Rematch. So you could pre-order that. I'm willing to recommend that.
It's about his story and comedy and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, and he takes there's a parallel for each story, or each part of the book is parallel to a video game. So
sure,
it's quite a dork out. It's quite a geek enterprise. He's very funny though. Yeah,
he's great, but it's a really smart way to write and to like make this chapter sticky to people. You know.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
But so I was trying to watch television, trying to get in all the Reacher, before I canceled the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sad because I bought a couple of movies on Amazon Prime, and once I cancel Prime, I don't know if I'll still be able to get to it, or I don't know what'll happen. Yeah. And I certainly don't want to watch them. I don't want to give any of these fuckers any more money.
I know. Oh.
So, but what did I watch? There was like FX was showing all Marvel movies just back to back to back to back. And I was like, wow, even I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, so I went on Disney Plus and I watched Hawkeye, which I was like, if I'm going to watch Marvel, it's going to be what I want to watch. So
I started watching Paradise on Hulu. Have you heard of it?
I've heard that it's dark as shit.
Oh my God. I don't want to say anything. It's you're going to jump into a world is what you're going to do. And
have you tried that Alice in Borderlands?
I don't think so. I gotta try.
I think your young man would enjoy such a thing, because it's sort of Squid Game, but fictionalized, and as was Squid Game, Jackie, it wasn't real. What's happening?
I died in Korea just to make a TV show. Terrible.
I did love Kyle's face. See,
look, I'll let a lot of Jackieisms pass, but Squid Game being real was where I had to draw a line.
Kyle, you're so patient and silent for so long, and you lost your shit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So this is what. So now, as June. In June, I'm going to just go back to this. We can get back to your Trader Joe's if you like, but I have to say that with the recording of a new album and the filming of the new video, that there's so much it's anxiety giving. It's sort of like when you I get in my head. I'm not going to talk for anybody else, any other comedian out there, but I would like to be better looking. I would like to be taller. I would like to be better dressed. All of the things. And then I would like all of the jokes to be tighter and then have 2 to 3 more punchlines. So these are the things that I would like.
Jackie. How are you going to get taller? That's my number one.
I'm doing lifts is what I've decided to do. I've just decided to go with a Sammy Davis Jr. lift situation.
I want, because I have these boots that I really like, but they're going to fall apart. They're not great boots, and
Yep. I hate that.
right.
That you
I'm
love.
like, they're so comfortable, and I can walk all around the city, and I go up and down the stairs, and I could do a bunch of spots, and my feet don't hurt at the end of the night. That's what kills
I
me.
have a really good cobbler.
Well, let me just finish this thought, and then we'll get to your cobbler. I'm like, if my feet are comfortable, I'm okay. Everything else can be too tight or not totally fitting right. Like at the Oscars, yes, I'll be saying that.
Yes, you will.
My feet, I got these wedges that were kind of sparkly, and I'm like, these are good. I can do wedges because they have a nice thick heel. And then by the time the Oscars started, I was in so much pain, and I was supposed to be quick and thinking of quips for Conan, and all I could think of was like, oh, my fucking feet hurt so much, and I was like, God damn it, why did I do this to myself again? So
Right.
Whatever. I do want to, like, custom shoes, boots must cost so much, but then I don't know, they would be worth it, right?
Right. Well, I mean, depends how long. Here, I have a pair. I have a pair of Allbirds, which are sneakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't look like normal Allbirds, which look like sort of a shitty sneaker.
Uh-huh.
These are the ones, they're wool, and they look like bowling shoes. And they make me laugh. Every time I look at them, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I've had them resold 3 times.
Yeah.
But the top the wool is starting to go.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I don't, he can't fix that.
Yeah.
But he is a really good cobbler. So if you ever, what's going on your boots? Is it the soles or the tops?
No. They're really high boots. They go to my knees, and I wear them. I just pull it over a jean, right? And it's got a nice comfy heel, but it's not, it's like that fake leather, that whatever, vinyl pleather.
Yeah.
So there's a little piece of it's fallen off, and you can see that it's not leather underneath. And
they're kind of janky looking up the leg,
just a little piece by the heel.
Right.
So
by the heel.
So I don't know. I mean, to be comfortable is so important.
It is.
And maybe part of me is like, don't I, after all these years of being uncomfortable at the end of the night, and here I finally find a pair that I'm still comfortable when I'm walking up the steps on 145th at 1 a.m. I'm walking up 2 flights of stairs, and I'm not in complete pain. That's nice.
Yeah, it is.
And my feet are so wide, and I have these bunions on both. Like, they're a problem. They are a wreck. And so, whatever. I don't know.
It's true. Yeah, the nobody tells you that as your body sort of, you're just like, you have to address other things besides writing punchlines. Eventually, like how comfortable you are. Yeah, in a situation.
The other thing is, like, when I was younger, I'm like, I don't need to be comfortable. I just want to look good. And now I'm like, well, clearly, and I've been told by Instagram, I don't look good. So why am my feet uncomfortable if it's not working anyway? And
oh my God.
What?
I have deleted so many comments that say, it's like Roseanne Barr, but not this. It's like Sally Jesse Raphael, and you're like, I'm like, don't even compare me to someone I like, know? Right. I just say it, and it isn't flattering to compare me to people that are better looking than me, and it isn't flattering to me to compare me to people that are less good looking than me, and I'll let you choose which I think is which. So fuck off.
I agree. I mean, the comparison either way to another female comic, it's either you're funnier than them, or a funny version of so and so. Like, what the fuck?
Yes, leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
If you're saying leave me alone in both of it.
Give me a full-throated compliment, you coward, or shut the fuck up.
That's right.
Rosie O'Donnell has relocated to Ireland, and so of course, just the pile on the comments. Like, she did a video. She has a 12-year-old who's like, I think atypical or something, and she herself, of course, is gay. I would never expect anyone to in that situation to stay in the United States if they didn't have to. And sure, her grandparents are from Ireland, so she can get that residency. Yeah. She can get citizenship. Get the fuck out.
By the way, was it last episode or one before where you mentioned the Armenia might join the EU?
Oh,
you mentioned that.
Yeah. And
Darla has started figuring out how we can get Armenian citizenship.
Jackie, are we going to open up our comedy club in, I don't know,
anywhere but that isn't Luxembourg or Armenia?
An affordable place?
Right. How about rural Italy?
Yeah.
So
and Elaine Boosler can be our permanent host. She lives in Italy. Did you know that?
I did not know Elaine Boosler. Yeah. I know that Felicia Michaels has a place outside of Florence.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, they moved there. She had this incredible apartment on Riverside Drive in Manhattan that she'd had since she began comedy. And
when Riverside was not a safe place to have an apartment. That's how she afforded it. Out by Columbia?
Yeah. I'm probably a little south of that, maybe in the low hundreds. But when she posted the ad, and it was just incredible. Incredible. I was like, that must have been hard to leave, because you can't buy that. Once you sell it, you're not gonna be able to buy it again. You know?
No. Like my friend Jenny's parents bought it was a 3-bedroom with a maid's room on 96th and West End in 1965.
God. Oh my God.
And Lynn sold it. Jenny's mom, Lynn, sold it in, I think, in 2004, 2003. And she was like, I'm going to retire to Albuquerque, where I grew up. She lasted in Albuquerque about a year and a half.
Oh, no.
And she moved back to New York. And with her giant bag of money, she was able to rent a place on 95th and West End until she passed away. She was fine.
You know, I say rent out that place and see if you like the new place. You know,
when Andy and I got together, I asked him if it'd be okay if we sublet it, if I kept my apartment on Victory and Fulton, on Fulton and that
is a hot spot, Jackie. You got to keep that.
It was $450 a month with off-street parking.
Right.
It was a 1-bedroom apartment, and it had a washer dryer in the building. Not in the unit, but off-street parking with a carport. $450 a month.
What year was this?
2003.
Okay. I mean, that's good. That's
And I mean, it reminds me of didn't Ron have such a place in San Francisco?
Ron Lynch?
Lynch.
There was.
There was a rent control place.
Yes, and comics kept living in it until someone figured it out. But like comics.
Generationally, like 20 odd years. Hey, let's take another break if we could, Kyle.
Love it.
We're coming up on the Big Max Fun Drive, aren't we?
We sure are.
When is that?
I did see our pin. It's pretty cool looking.
It's very
really
cool.
Yeah, it might be our.
Yeah, the pin does look really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't forget that we have a Patreon that if you guys want, you get an extra episode a month with us interviewing another comic, previous former comic of the week. And then you get the video before everybody else. And you can also just email me, Jackie@JackieKation.com. But you should definitely join the Patreon. And you should also join the Max Fun, where you get all of Max Fun's all the other shows.
And we do an episode for Max Fun and
as well. And the pin.
Being that Max Fun family, you get extra.
And they're always a little insane. Like, you're getting a quality product when you get that secret episode. It has never not been unhinged.
I was so punchy yesterday that a woman at the airport in Detroit, as we were switching planes, so it was delayed again. And so we're sitting there. And this woman sat next to me and she said, will you watch my luggage while I go to the store? And I said, yes. And then I made the sign of the cross. And I literally do not know. I was like, what just happened?
Are you Catholic, Jackie?
I'm not. Though I actually did buy a self-help book by a Franciscan monk. That's where I'm at emotionally, the United States of America.
Where I am, I would have got 1 or 2 more jokes on the Oscars had the Pope died. That's my plan, and I'm still pissed he's alive. I don't want to see the fucking.
Did you like Conclave? It's on Delta right now. Should I watch it?
Conclave? Yeah, it's really good. Did I tell you that I flew Mint here?
No.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't tell you this. So, remember the Paris flights from JetBlue where they turn around twice over the Atlantic Ocean, 2 times in a row?
Yep.
So they gave me, part of what they gave me and everybody on the flights was $1,000 in JetBlue money, right? I didn't know it had an expiration date. I was saving it, I was like, I'll take I'll just save it for when a flight's really expensive because I kept getting good deals. So I didn't want to touch it. And then I get an email from JetBlue. It's about to expire. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I knew I was coming out here. So I said, all right, let me just spend it all. Let me do Mint.
And do it right.
Oh, it's out of LAX. They are lay downs, total flat lay down bed. Incredible. My only regret is that I did it on the outbound. But going back to LA is an extra hour in the air, but it's a little more expensive.
I see.
But I mean, Jackie, this is the life I was meant to lead. I don't know why I'm not leading this life because I was born for it. I will say that Maria got bumped up. We both got bumped up from LaGuardia to Detroit, first class. Yeah. And Jenna Friedman, by the way, 3 rows behind me. Oh, coming back from London. Oh, cool. She had just done, I think, 6 shows in London over 10 days or something like that. Wow. At the Soho Theater. Yeah. And I saw some of that in when she was working it out at Lyric Hyperion. Jenna Friedman, one of the bravest stand-up comics I've ever met in my life, quite honestly. Yeah, definitely. Just, you get a chance, you knock yourself out, folks. See her old Conan sets. They're just real dark, real. She doesn't fucking care. She's not she'll like the audience will be like, and she's like, all right, good. Now we're going. And here's the next joke. Yeah. About the same topic you don't want to hear about. Yes. Allow me to make you laugh against your very will. Yeah. Good for her. Yeah. And, but Maria was bumped up to a pod from Detroit to LAX. Oh. So that, because is that a lay down? That travel day was so bad. We got delayed 2 hours, luckily because of the 2 hour getting from Terrytown pushed. So we missed our connecting flight in Detroit and we got pushed to a 6 p.m. out of Detroit to LAX. And it was an international airplane. Like it was my row was empty. Wow. But I couldn't lie. I mean, it was pointless. But Maria had a pod. She got bumped up to a pod up at the front. And but other than that, what are you doing? Have you booked your flight to Moon Tower yet? I did. I'm on Southwest. Are you taking the one that arrives at 3 out of Burbank? Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be all comments. Right. I'm thinking about using all of my Southwest points just because. Yeah. Spend them. What am I saving them for? I don't know. Exactly. Yeah. Absurd. But also, I think I did tell you about. Oh, right. Because my friend, I'm really hoping to use all of my Delta points and all of my Sapphire Visa credit card points to go to London in July for my birthday, for our birthday. Yeah. I'll celebrate your birthday as well in London. Please do. And also my friend Stefan Zerowitz and my stepmother, Nancy Cation, was also born on the 17th. Oh, okay. So, yeah. My childhood friend Signe Curtis was born on the 17th. She lived behind me. We shared a back fence and we would have combo slumber parties. We do half the night at my house and half the night at hers. It was fun. Oh, wow. What a pain in the ass, but fun for children. Yes. Yeah. Congratulations on parents that allowed that. Yeah. I have to say that one of the things that my parents allowed that I look back at it and go,
Good for you. We used to play a game called Boo.
Yeah.
And there was nothing to it except for it was when it started getting dark at the end of summer. Me and Andy Savagian and Michael Harriman and Chad Steinley and Michelle Harriman. And I think there's Shablowski kids. We would all run around my house, which had the biggest yard and no fences. And when you'd run into somebody, you'd yell, boo, turn around and run the other direction. And that was the entire game. Very few game mechanics, you guys.
Interesting. My friends and we would walk to a candy store and a hardware store, and the candy store was inexplicably called Bumps. I don't know why it's called Bumps. It had nothing. When I look back, no. We weren't doing Jackie. Of course, a former addict that goes right. That's where your mind goes. We're innocent children walking up hills.
It's a candy store called Bumps. If nobody's doing cocaine at a candy store called Bumps, they've dropped the ball. They've left money on the table.
We didn't know what that meant, and we would walk on the train tracks to Bumps and get candy and walk back. No big deal.
Right. Something like out of Stand By Me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's no big deal. All good. I have a set tonight at the Pleasure Chest.
Yeah.
And tomorrow night at LA Athletic Club, which the LA Athletic Club gig, the woman who books it wrote us all and said, hey, it's kind of just a gym with a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of sick of being made fun of and called rich. So you can do whatever you want, but they're not going to want to hear it. But you do whatever you want. But I'm just letting you know, last couple of shows, when people did it, they were like, eh.
Right.
So why don't you just do your act? How about that? Yeah. There's an idea. On
the 18th, next Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday, I forget. I'm doing a show at the West Side in Santa Monica, and it's a benefit for Palisades fire victims. And
cool.
Are you on it too? Cheesy sitcom?
Maybe. Next week is far away from now.
And Jasmine Ellis is as well, and Ahmed. It's a good lineup.
Jasmine Ellis is on, I think, either tonight or tomorrow. So I think Jasmine Ellis is on tomorrow with me. Yeah. She's great.
Yeah, she is. So, yeah. And then this weekend, if you guys are in New York City, I'm at the West Side here. There's also a West Side in New York City. And it's on the West Side, much like the Santa Monica West Side Comedy Club. But this West Side is 2 words. In West and Side, and then the Santa Monica one is 1 word. But sometimes,
where is the West Side in Manhattan? What's the cross streets?
Oh, it's on the it's in the lower 70s, I think. And so I'm doing a set there, and I'm at the Stand and the Broadway on Friday and Saturday. So come on out.
I need a haircut so bad. I got offered to do After Midnight again, but I couldn't do it because I was on the road again. And then I saw my hair, which desperately needs a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about not doing it. Feel free to work with my people and try to figure out a good date because I can't.
Yeah. So to get paid for the news show I just did on CNN, I have to roll in a corporate portal.
What is that?
It's a like a payment system where you have to upload a whole bunch of shit. Did you ever have to do that for Viacom if you ever did anything for MTV? It's complete hell. It's
endless.
Yes, and nothing makes sense. And all the language is for somebody who's about to start a 5-year job, not for someone who did 1 show. And I'm probably never going to see you again. So it doesn't make sense to me. And my payment's delayed because I cannot figure out the fucking portal. And looking at it makes me depressed inside for America because so many people have to master this portal to have a job.
Right.
So it just
with jobs, you'd bring your resume, you'd hand it to a person, you'd fill out some paperwork, maybe if you were hired, and then it would go into their system. Now To apply for the job, you have to go into their system and put all of your information into it.
It's horrible. My poor son's trying to get a job. It's really, I mean, if he goes door to door, like in the mall, or he'll go on Magnolia.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, you have to go online, and he'll fill it out, and nothing happens. I don't know if anyone's reading anything online. He almost had an interview with Chipotle, and they canceled it before he showed up, you know? And I'm like, I don't know what to fucking tell you. But he did just earn $50 from TikTok for one of his voiceover videos. So I'm like, I don't know, lean into who's paying you, you know?
Right. Speaking of which, thanks for donating, everybody. But I want to go do a set now.
Mm-hmm.